So let's just start with our introduction and our review session. Firstly, you know the drill, switch off all cameras, mute your mic when you need to speak. If you can unmute your mic. And that's about it. Secondly, I'd like to know how your week went. We did the cash receipts journal, the cash payments journal. For the people that attended the small little class, we progressed and we did the fees journal and we touched on the bank reconciliation. So that's what we want to do tonight. Anything from your side? Anything, nothing? Did you practice? Any practice? Did you practice your work?
We practiced, but also had a challenge trying to access the class. It didn't give me access.
Oh, okay. Don't worry about that too much. I just want to touch on the fees journal because that is what came out of the small group. So I'm just looking at an example where there was a fees journal in the book. Let me just see, what page was it on? But the fees journal was in chapter 6. I just want to touch on the fees journal. I'm not going to touch on the trust receipts and the trust cash and the trust cash payments journal just yet. I just want to do the fees journal and then we're going to move on to our bank reconciliation. So let's look at our fees journal, and there's a comprehensive example on page 86. If you can just go to all your study guide, the green one. And if I can just ask everybody to fill in the attendance register while we're waiting for everybody else. Okay, so let's move to our fees journal. Let me just get a worksheet open.
Aziza?
Yes.
Okay, no, I thought you were not going to share your screen. Thanks.
Okay, thanks for that. Okay, so let's just want to make this a bit bigger. The example is on page 86.
Okay.
Okay, let's start with this example on page 6.1, and I only want to touch on our fees journal for tonight and then move on to the bank reconciliation. Okay, so the fees journal we use in conjunction with our cash receipts journal. So the fees journal is basically for when you bill the client, you will record it in the fees journal. So if you look at this example, they say that blah, 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 tutor, and they say that it's a VAT vendor, and VAT is calculated at 15%. So now we know we need to have a VAT account. Okay, so your fees journal will look something like this. It will have fees. It will have a column for VAT. And it will have a column for your client control. Then it will have a detail column. And then it will have your date. Can everybody see what I'm doing? Oh, no. Okay, so let's look at the example. And on day one, they say I'm not going to read all. I'm only going to read the ones that is applicable to the fees journal. Otherwise, the exercise is going to take too long. If you look in the third line on the block, or in block 1, day 1, the third line, it says levies fees for services rendered to Pelias and receive payment in cash. So there's two transactions that happens here. We levy the fees for 19,320 Rand. Okay? Sorry, under your plan control. You can always debit your plan control and credit your fees journal, right? We say 19,320 divided by 1.15, and I get an amount of the 16,800. The 19,320 minus the 16,800 will give my VAT value. Okay, can you see why I choose this method? Okay, the deed. You can't see the screen.
Yes.
The screen wasn't shared with you now.
The
Can
screen
you
was
see it
shared.
now?
Your screen was
No.
shade as you just unshade now.
Did I unshare it now again?
Yeah.
Okay, let's
There
just
we go.
Now
It's okay now.
It's fine
No,
now.
man. So can you see it now?
It's
Is it
on
okay
now.
now?
It's on.
Okay.
Yes.
Hey. Okay. Okay, so the client was Pelias and the date was the 1st of the month. Okay. So we look at the next example on day 2. On day 2, they say debit R. Rogers with fees in respect of a third party for a case. Right? Just to take you one step back on day 1, they said levy fees. Okay, so here they levied the fees, but I would have had it as in my business cash receipts journal as well. So I would have gone and put this in my business cash receipts journal as
Sorry,
well.
Aziza, the screen is
Yes.
not visible again. Can you say it again?
Is it not visible to everybody?
Yes, Aziza.
Today is not.
Yes, I can't see either.
Yes.
Can everybody see it now?
Yes. I can't see.
Yes, we can.
Okay, so everybody can see my screen now. Okay, so I said in this example, you'd have recorded it in 2 journals because they levied the fees and they paid it. So I would have had the entry here in my business cash receipts journal as well. But the next example where they say debit R. Rogers with fees in respect to a third party, and that was 1265. So I'm going to say my 1265 divided by 1.15, right? And okay, then I'm going to get an amount of 1,100.
No.
The 1,100 minus my
No,
1260.
I can't see.
And who can't see? How many people can see? And is there people that can see?
Yes,
Yes.
I can
yes, I
Yeah.
Because my screen is definitely shared, so I don't know. How many people can see? A lot of people that can't see my screen.
No, I can see, Aziza.
Okay. Okay, so the 1265 I'm going to put in my client control account, right? And then 1,100 is going to go to my fees account, and the difference will be VAT. And my account here is going to be, but the detail is going to be R. Rogers. And that was day 2. Okay. If you look at day 15, they say debit G. George in respect of fees charged for collection, 747. So I'm going to take the 747 divided by 1.15. So 747 divided by 1.15 is 650. 650 minus 747 is equal to 97 Rand. And my reference here is going to be D. George in my fees journal. That is going to be day 3. Remember, I then tally them up. And if I tally my client control up, I'm going to get 21,332. I'm going to get under my VAT 2782. And here I'm going to get 18,850 Rand. These two columns must equal this column. Okay, so all these columns should add up to these columns. Don't make the mistake of these two adding up to the fees column. Okay, is this clear? Can I move on from our fees journal onto the bank reconciliation?
Yes, please.
Okay,
Yes.
remember the client, if the client doesn't charge VAT, you wouldn't have VAT in here. Okay, so let's move on to my bank reconciliation. Let me just share my screen again. Can everybody see my screen now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, a framework for the bank reconciliation. Right, so let's, we know that in order to do our bank reconciliation, we need a cash receipts journal and a cash payments journal. But this cash receipts journal and cash payments journal is not a cash receipts journal and a cash payments journal per se. It is an adjusted one. Remember, during the month, you will input everything, or as far as you can. But items that you are unaware of that came to your attention after the month end, you then have to go back and adjust it. Okay, and that is why we do the adjusted cash receipts and adjusted cash payments journal. The reason why I give you this framework to use, you're going to need to study this framework at version. And what I advise my students is you can use, they've got those erasable pens. So you can just rub it out again, your style checks and your, if there's something that you didn't use. Okay, so you follow this framework through, you print this out, and then you write it out like this every time you practice a bank recon. Okay, so this part, the top part is your adjusted one, your cash receipts and your cash payments. And then we move on to the bank account in the general ledger, right? So the amounts that I'm going to get on my cash receipts, I'm going to put it here. And the amounts that I'm going to get from my cash payments, I'm going to put it here. And then basically, if I have a favorable balance brought down or unfavorable balance brought down, I will then see which side it must go and tally it up. Then your bank reconciliation, right? Remember, you're either going to have a debit balance as per bank statement or a credit. You won't have both. But the one will be on the debit side and the other one will be on the credit side. On my credit side, it's always a favorable. And on my debit side, it's always the unfavorable. It's the opposite of my bank account. Because remember, we're reconciling now. Your outstanding deposits will always be a credit, okay, on my bank statement. Outstanding checks will always be debits. Okay, I often say you need about 3 or 4. Let me just see if I can insert. You need about 3 or 4 lines for outstanding check because it's often more than one or two. Okay, let's just put here errors. Okay, and then the balance that you're going to use here is going to be the balance that you are going to bring down on either side. So if it's a carry down balance on the credit side, you put it on the credit side. If it's on the debit side, you put it on the debit side. You won't have both. Okay, so it's either debit balance that you're closing off with or a credit balance. Now, I have uploaded an example that I wanted to work through today, this evening. If you don't have the example, I did see that somebody did download it and they posted it on the group if you are on our group. So if you don't have it still, I can't assist unless somebody is kind enough to repost it on the group, or you're just going to have to listen to the question. So this is a word question, and I want to start off with a word question because it makes it easier when you go to the book. Okay. So let's start. Has everybody got question 3? Well, most people have a copy of question 3 with them. And I know it's awkward with a question because you need your computer also, your screen. So let's start. So question 3 reads, the bookkeeper of Owen Attorneys totaled the business cash receipts and cash payments journals for March 2017 before he received the bank statement for March 2017. The totals of the cash receipts journals were as follows. Business cash receipts journal, 74,700. So all I do is, I can put it in by my totals. Let me just use another color here. Okay, because it told me that the business cash receipts journal is 74,000 Rand, I go and put it in there. One mark for grabs. Then they say to me, the next line is that the business cash payments journal totaled 49,260. So I go and put it in there, another mark. So this framework you will use all the time. Then they say on 1 March 2017, the bank account in the general ledger showed a favorable balance of 1877. Now they're saying to me the bank account in the general ledger. So I go, bank account, general ledger showed a favorable balance. And I put it in, another mark. Then they say on 31 March, the bank statement showed a favorable balance of 18,536. So I go and put it in under favorable. Okay. Point number 3. They say the following appeared on the bank statement, but not in the cash journals. Mind you, this is how I've seen it now for the past 4 years, how they give the bank a recon. They give it in a question format, but it's only this semester where it was multiple choice. So it depends how you're going to write your exam. So the following appear on the bank statement, but not in the cash journal. So if it says to me, it's not in the cash journals, means I have to put it in my cash journals. So now they say service fee of 442. So I have a service fee column there for 442. Right? A transfer of funds to SARS as payment for transport for duty. Okay? I think this one you must maybe add. SARS transfer. EFT. I think you must maybe make another one that's called EFT. Okay, 372, 3720. And next to it, you just go /guru, because it was for guru. Then they say a debit order of 400 Rand in favor of BA insurance for Owen Attorneys. So I have debit orders there. I just make a slash there and I call it insurance. Okay. So we're going to put 400 bucks there. Okay, we go to point number 4. The following checks have not yet been presented to the bank for payment, were issued by Owen and appear on the bank statement, the bank recon for February. So they're giving, excuse me, so they're giving us all those 5 points with check numbers 4, 1, 4, 7, blah, 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 blah. But at the bottom, I take note, they will always maybe put something in like that where they say that check this was dated X amount, you need to count. Might be 6 months. If it's 6 months from the date of your bank recon, they don't know it's a stale check. So they say check 4-1 were issued to D. Duncan, a client, during September. The checks are stale and must be cancelled. So check 4-1 is a stale check. So let's just put here check 401, right? It is stale and it must be cancelled. We put that side. But now here's 2. So you're just going to write another line here. Style checks. And that is 407. Okay. And that is for 1042. So the rest, they must still be presented for payment. So they are not stale as yet. So we did say our outstanding checks, we are going to debit, and we're going to put it under our debit column. Okay. And that is 1571. And that is check 415. Okay, then we have the next check 480. Okay, just make your outstanding checks. Okay, and the next check that was outstanding is 2,700. And let's just make your slash, water, electricity. Okay, and the last check is check 491. And that was for communications. Okay, and that is for 1072. Okay, so the next one, a check for 3020 drawn by another client, okay, was erroneously entered on the bank statement of Owen attorneys. Okay, so we have to do a correction. So the check was not issued by Owen attorneys. So that is an error. So I'm gonna debit the check. So I credited the check in my bank recon. All right. Now a deposit of 8920 dated on 31 July does not appear on the bank statement of Owen attorneys. So that is an outstanding deposit. Okay, 8920. EBAM, point number 7, a client an electronic transfer of 5170 as payment on his account. The bookkeeper incorrectly entered the amount. So what happened here is there's two things with my framework that I cannot assist you with. It is an adjustment and an error. Those two things. For all others is a type of a guide. So in this case, you need to think, what am I going to do with it? But there's normally a clue with something like this. They're saying here, it was incorrectly entered as 5517 in the cash receipts journal. So if you want to rectify something, you go to the opposite journal, which would have been the cash payments journal. So 5170 minus, or 5517 minus 5170 is an amount of 347 Rand. And because it took place in my cash receipts journal, that they entered more money than what was received, we need to pay out. So here's an adjustment here of, so I'm just going to, we didn't use interest paid. So I'm just going to write adjustment. Is it for BAM? Okay, and that was the 347, which I got from the 5517 minus 5170. So that's how I got the adjustment. And that's it. So then I tally it up. I add up the 74,700, the 1683, and the 1044, and I'm supposed to get 77,425. If I add up the 49, 264, 400, the 347, the 442, and the 3720, I should get 54,169. I take these amounts and I can put it in my bank account, my adjusted bank account. So I take the 77,425 and I take my 54,169. This side, my debit side is obviously higher. It's 79,302. So like we always close off our ledger accounts, we go 79,302 minus 54 is a carry down value of 25,133, right? On the next day of the month, it will be a balance brought down of 25,133. I told you that if it's a balance brought down on my debit side, I take it to my debit side. So now I start tallying up. 1571 plus 2700 plus 1072 plus 2533, 133, sorry, equals 3476. 18536 plus 8920 plus 3020 gives me 3476. And that's how you get it to tally. This is called the Aziza framework, Aziza bank recon, Aziza template. So do you think you'll be able to manage with this? The problem is doing a bank recon without the framework is going to take up a lot of your time in the exam if you were to write a normal exam, a venue-based exam. So it will take a hell of a lot of time up. And then you sit with errors and everything. Why I'm doing it like this is because you are studying legal accounting. You're not going to ever do this bank recon. I don't think you are, unless you become a bookkeeper at the law firm. But I don't think you're ever going to do a bank recon. If you are going to do one, you're not going to do it like this. You're going to do it on a pastel or something like that. Okay, any questions on this bank recon? I just want to read the chats quickly. If there's any questions.
Aziza?
What is happening now? Yeah. Yes. Yes, Conrad. I'm going to give you another name tonight.
Just with regards to checks 401 and 407, seeing that they are both stale checks, are they both stale? Why aren't they together? Because I see here stale checks there and a stale check at the bottom. Shouldn't they be together?
Oh, I never had space. I never had space.
Okay, because I'm thinking now, because I don't understand that. Thank you very much.
Okay, no, I never had space. But you would have now rubbed this out. Yeah, I never had space, so that's why I just did it like that. Any other questions?
Aziza?
Nothing. Is it clear?
Aziza, do you
Yes.
by any chance have an example of that multiple choice question for the recon that was in the exam?
I do. I will use it with the workshop preps. But you know what? You're gonna need to do it like this first. You're gonna need to practice like this first.
Yeah, I want to.
It's not gonna help you.
I want to
practice it like this.
Yeah, but I want to understand what it looks like on a multiple choice question, because like when we did the guide this weekend, that question they gave in the guide, I got thrown off because it's not in a story format. They gave you the tables, the journal. So I just want to have a look at the multiple choice.
No, when it's multiple choice, I won't give you journals, or I haven't seen the journal. It's like in your assignment, exactly like your assignment gave you. It will be like that.
Okay.
Okay, let's do the tables because I know that it throws people off, but I wanted to, when you go and practice this, you're gonna do one like this, and then you're gonna practice it again from the book. Yes. Yes. Lauren. Hello.
Yes, Aziza, I wanted to know, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
You see on your framework, the brought down under your cash receipts journal and your cash payments journal, would there be in the question values that needs to be entered into that space? And how would it be structured?
In the exam or on a multiple choice?
On a question, in a question.
Just repeat yourself. What part are
On your
you
framework,
battling with?
your first table, your cash receipts journal and your cash payments journal, that's brought down.
Yes. Yes.
Is that there for when we need to insert a value that is stated in a question?
Where do you see the brought down? I don't understand what you're trying.
No, that is
Which
happening.
numbers are you talking about?
Below
that
the
is
cash receipt
that is
journal.
happening when you have a trial balance or something. Then you will have the careful. Then you will have a breakdown.
Are you talking about this amount here? The carry down 125 minus 60?
No,
I'm not. You don't. In this regard, in this example here, you don't have it. You don't have any figure next to it. It's the row right below cash receipts journal.
Right below, yeah.
Yes.
The adjustment must be figured out if it's over or underpayment. When you talk about that. The row below the cash receipts journal. Or you're talking about this row here?
No,
Lauren?
Asisa, she's talking about the very beginning, above your total receipts and above your total payments.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Okay. No. That
is coming from the trial balance or whatever.
Yeah, balance brought down. Should actually be like that. Just delete that. Let me just save it. Okay, sorry, that is just some lost word there, lost letters. Sorry.
Okay,
Thanks,
no
Lauren,
problem. Thanks for the clarity.
Thanks for asking that question. Any other question? Yes.
Yes, I just wanted to know
I can't hear anything on that line.
the activity that you are now looking at doing.
I didn't hear. I can't hear any. What page were we on? Page. No, we weren't on any page. I had uploaded the information earlier this afternoon. It was a question.
The page that you were doing this activity from.
We did not do it from a page from the book. It was an activity that I've uploaded on the under files.
Yes.
I uploaded it there, so you can get it there. And if you're on the WhatsApp group, I did send it. Somebody did send it. Okay, let's move on to activity in our book. Is everything clear now? Can I delete all this? Let me just delete the numbers here. And let's just look at, but I want you to do it now.
Thank you.
Measure something similar to what we did in the small group the other day. Okay, let's look at an example and let's look at example 5.3 on page 74, Spaza attorneys, Spaza traders on example 5.3, sorry, on page 74. Is everybody there? Just give me a second. I just want to see if there's any messages. Asavella, so you got it now. Okay, somebody also did share the example on the chat group if you didn't see it for the lady, if you want to rework it again. So let's move on. Is everybody by chapter example 5.3 on page 74? So Spaza Traders is a general dealer in food and other household items in the rural areas of Mpumalanga. Due to the remoteness of the area, there is no satellite reception, and therefore all payments of suppliers are made by check only. So they gave us a bank recon statement. Then they gave us a business. The business received the following bank statement, right? And for August, they gave us a bank recon for July, and then they gave us a cash receipts journal, and then they gave us the cash payments journal. Then they asked us to complete it. So now we're going to complete it based on my framework. So I would we'd rather have a participation from everybody. And also, if you do answer, tell us or the class why we're putting the amounts and where you found the amounts. So let's start with all our 3 marks now, our easy marks. Okay, you may begin. Monique, is Monique available? Monique, where do you begin?
Hi, Aziza.
Hi.
I don't know if my signal helps today, but I'm going to try. I'm going to begin at the beginning with the bank recon statement and look at actually, I probably would start at cash receipts journal.
Okay. I'm just going to allow Monique to put in. I'm just going to do what she says. If anybody has an objection to what Monique says or somebody says, you may say why you think the person is wrong. Okay. And then we see if it balances.
Aziza, this is like the same as Saturday. We did the first one and it was fine, and then we do this one, and then I have to start seriously trying to work out where we get our information from because it's totally different to the example.
Okay. You're welcome to refuse. Or if anybody else wants to.
Cash receipts, Aziza, we've got 2767.
A cash receipts, yeah?
Yeah.
2767.
Yep.
And tell us why, please, if you don't
On our
mind.
cash receipts journal, August 2010.
Okay, thanks.
And then our total
And
for your
then
cash
next.
payment journal is 2572.
Okay.
And that's also from our
You see his technique?
The total from our cash payments is also the cash payments total for that month.
Okay.
Then we go to our bank account. It says the debit balance as per the bank account.
Okay.
742.
Does everybody see where he gets the 742 from? Does everybody see where Vivian, it's Vivian, eh?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, if
No,
you
I
look
don't
on the
see
top, can you see on the top the bank reconciliation statement for July? Can you see that says there below check number 47? debit balance as per adjusted bank statement?
Yes, I see it now.
Okay. You can continue, Vivian, if you don't mind.
Okay, and then so we put in the 743 of 742 on our bank column, so it's a
Yes.
debit 742, and then on our bank statement,
Mm-hmm.
the balance as at the end of the month was 973. So we'll put it under the credit column because it's favorable.
Everybody see where you get that from?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, now I'm still ticking off the entries, so we need to check the journals against the statement and tick off to see what's not reflecting.
Okay. Are you gonna tell us, Vivian?
Okay, I see there's two outstanding payments. There's payments that's not reflecting on the cash payments journal, but not on the bank statement. There's a check 50 for 168. That should go. Outstanding check. Does that go in the recon, Aziza?
Yes, it does.
Okay, cool.
Yes, it goes to your recon as an outstanding check.
Outstanding check 50 for 168.
168.
That we put in our debit column.
Okay.
And then we've got one more for 52, check 52 for 71 rand.
Okay. So let's just write here check 52, 71 rand. Okay. So while we're at it, sorry, I'm just going to come in here, Vivian. While we're at it now with outstanding checks, you look at your bank recon, there was still an outstanding check of 420. It was never cashed. We did not cash the 420. So it's going to be, it was nowhere cashed in my. Okay, so the 420 is also an outstanding check. 47. Okay, so it wasn't cash in the payments journal. Okay. Okay, you can continue, Vivian, if you don't mind, or Monique.
Ah, yes, you see. Okay, I got lost with the 420. I was looking for that one. Okay, I found it.
Did everybody see where I got the 420 from?
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Okay,
the
so
bank
everybody
Yes.
knows.
statement.
My bank reconciliation, yes.
Okay,
Remember sorry, quickly, remember the bank recon from the previous month? It doesn't mean to say that all the checks were cancelled, were cashed. So it might be pending until it goes stale. Okay.
Then the cash receipt, an amount for 583, which is an outstanding deposit, we can call it. 583 credit.
Okay.
Okay, then if we look at the bank statement, there is an amount, a deposit for 360, a deposit which is not reflecting in our Cash receipts journal.
But it was reflected in my bank recon of the prior month. So it was cash.
Okay, it is there, yes.
Okay.
Then there's an 80 direct deposit on the 20th for 80 rand. That's not reflected.
Okay, what do I do with the 80 rand?
That was in our statement, so it goes in our cash receipts journal.
Okay, so here's a column here for direct deposits, and I'm going to put the 80 rand in there. Okay, anything else?
Then on our statement, there's an amount, 7 rand fee here for the checkbook. So we can put it under bank charges for 8 rand on the CPJ, cash payments journal.
Okay.
The 12 rand
Okay.
service fee.
12 rand service fee, yes.
And then on the debit order, we've got 100 rand.
On the debit order, we have 100 rand. Okay, and was that also for insurance? Let's leave it like that, debit order. Okay. So we can tally up. With this rule, yeah. So we can tally up now. So 2767 and 80, 2847 and 2572, 112 will give me 2692. Okay, so what do I do with these numbers, Vivian?
Okay, we bring it down now to the bank account.
And
your total into your bank account. I can't see the ink color is on.
Is it? No. Let me just make my viewing bigger. Let me just zoom. Okay, yes, I can do it. Yes. Is that better? Is it better now, Vivian?
Not really. Maybe just change the ink on the font color. You got to black.
Okay, let me just make that black thing. Okay, sorry about that. I didn't know you guys couldn't see. Okay, is the read okay?
Yeah, no, it's fine. Yeah, red is fine. Yeah, no, I can see now. Okay, that's perfect. And then your CPJ figure, your cash payments journal figure, you'll take down to your bank column, your bank account of 2692. Total up. And we get 3589 on the debit side.
Okay. 3589.
You'll carry down on your credit side for 897.
Okay. Wrote down will be 897. And where do I take that to? 897.
Debit side for the next.
897. Okay. If we calculate the 168, the 420, 71, and 897, what do I get?
$1,556.
Okay. 1556. And on this side, 1556. Okay. So let's do the Mexican way for Vivian. Nobody wants to do the Mexican way for him.
Because this weekend I was just thrown off with this example, but it's making sense as you do it.
Okay. Is everybody clear on that? You didn't give. Did you give Vivian a round of applause? Or something? Did you do something?
Well done, Vivian.
Well done.
Okay. Any questions on this? This is a practice exercise. Vivian was in the class on Saturday, and I'm sure when he went home, like you said, it didn't make so much sense, but he went home and he practiced, so now you can actually do it. Is that the Mexican wave? Thank you. Okay, let's look at learning activity 5.1. We just clean my blackboard. We'll see a blackboard now. Let's just clean my board. Delete. When you practice this, you don't use my calculator and do it on Excel. You write it out. Otherwise, you're going to forget what must go where. So the more you write it out, the more you'll understand it. And just use this template as a guide. Okay. Let's look at example 5.1, learning activity 5.1 on page 77. And who wants to go with this one? Monique or... Let me just see who's in our class today. Renee, you want to go? I pick on the regulars.
What example are we on?
We are on example for learning activity 5.1 on page 77.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody want to go? Let me see who's all in the class. Shanae, do you want to go?
No, Aziza, I'm good. I'm not feeling well today.
Okay, no problem. And Renee?
No, Aziz, I'm fine.
Okay. Monique, it looks like you will have to go again. Anybody else who feel that you can do it in pairs, you can do it together. This is how you learn.
I can.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, on the cash receipt journal, the balance is per
Who am I
statement.
speaking to now first? Who am I
Asavela.
speaking to?
Asavela.
Oh, Asavela. Okay. Okay, I forgot about you. I forgot to pick on you. Okay, yes.
On cash receipt journal, the balance is 416,400. We put it on the balance for cash receipt journal. And then on cash payments journal, the balance is 195,672. And then on our adjusted bank account, at the balance as per bank reconciliation statement, it's 318,000. And then on bank reconciliation, and the balances per bank statement, it's 290, 496.
Debit or credit side?
Sorry?
Credit side. Why?
Yes, credit
I said
side.
debit or credit side. Why the credit side?
I think it's a favorable
Because it's
balance.
favorable.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, you may continue.
So now I will look at my cash receipt and compare it with the bank statement. On cash receipts, day 8, 8 there's an amount of 163, 200.
And then what do I do with it?
I'm comparing if it does appear on the bank statement first.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So it does appear on the bank statement, so there's nothing I can do with it. And then on the 12th, P Panda, 60,000. It also appears on the bank statement. There's nothing I can do with it. And then the dated 20th, it also appears. And then on the 30th, Nairo, an amount of 192,000.
Okay. What now? Are you talking about the 192,000?
Yeah.
Okay. So what do I do with that?
We put it on bank reconciliation because it doesn't appear on the bank. It doesn't appear on the bank statement.
Okay,
We put it on the side as an outstanding.
Debit or credit side?
Credit
Debit or
side.
credit side?
Credit side.
Thank you. Thank you.
And then we go on the cash payment. We compare with the bank statement. The only amount which doesn't appear on the bank statement is for dated 29th, check C496, C495, sorry. It's for advertising. We put it on bank reconciliation on the debit side.
Okay. And an outstanding check.
Outstanding check, yes.
And how much is that for?
6,600.
Okay, thank you.
And then on additional information, we have check 387 dated 20 December, which was issued to legal publishers for law books. And then this check, it appeared on the bank reconciliation for 31 May. And then we're going to record it on the cash receipt journal as a stale check because it's more than 6 months.
So where do I put that as a style check under?
Under cash receipt journal.
Okay. And what is that amount for the 12,000?
Yes, 12,000.
Okay.
And then on the bank statement, we have check 493 on the debit side, which amounts to 28,920. And then on additional information, it is said that it was incorrectly recorded to cash payments journal as 30,000 instead of 28,920.
Mm-hmm.
Going to correct the error on the cash receipt journal.
Okay. Let's just call this an adjustment. And for how much is it for?
1,080.
Thank you.
And then on bank statement, there's an interest dated 23 on it for the amount of 5,088. I think
Okay.
it's an interest
That's
because it's on credit side, and then we're going to record it on cash receipt journal.
okay.
And then on cash payment journal,
Mm-hmm.
if we look at the additional information, we have unpaid check number 2825, which was initially from B. Benson, and then
Okay.
it was rejected as unpaid. So we're
it's an
going to record
unpaid
that.
check.
Yes.
Okay.
We're going to record it at the cash payments journal.
Mm-hmm.
50,400.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a debit order on the 29th for 4,800. It's Phantom Insurance. It doesn't
Okay.
appear
Is
on
that
the.
okay?
I'm sorry, it doesn't appear on the cash payments journal.
Is that a debit order?
And then we go. Yes, the debit order for insurance.
Okay, let's just put your Santam. And you said that was for 4,800.
Yes.
And then.
And then we have bank charges on bank statement on the 30th for 1,800.
Okay.
We record.
Bank charges.
We
Let's just
record
go
that.
here.
So it's 1,800.
Okay.
And then we're going to total them.
Okay, so let's tally up.
Total for cash payments 252.
252.
252,672.
Okay. On this
And
side.
then for receipt, it's 434.
Mm-hmm. 568.
Yes.
Okay, so we take the totals down.
Yes.
568 and 252,672. Okay. What do we do with these amounts now?
Okay. we add the balance brought down with the total cash receipt journal, and you get 752,568. And then we subtract the cash payments journal amount to that.
And then what do we get?
And then we have our balance carried down of 499,896.
Okay.
And then the balance brought down will be 499,896.
What do I do with that?
And then we're going to record that balance at the bank reconciliation.
Okay.
On the debit side.
Okay. Let's tally up and see if we balance.
There's also one check, Aziza, which I forgot to include.
Which one?
4781 on the 27th.
No, on the 27th,
Yes,
24,000.
Yes, it appears on the bank statement, but I don't see it.
Oh, it's an error. Oh, it was an error. There was 786, which is a trust check, was incorrectly debited to the bank. Okay, so we have to credit it now. So you forgot the error, which comes in here. 24,000. That right?
Yes.
Okay. Let's tally up.
It's 506. 496.
Okay. And that one, this one also 506,496.
Yes.
Okay. Is there a gentleman that wants to sing for? Nobody wants to sing for Isabella.
Our voices are wounded.
Oh, yeah. Our guys are wounded. They can't sing for the women.
Someone was really late.
Sorry?
They was really late for her.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, does everybody understand how Isabella did this? This is coming from practice, and they attended the sessions, small sessions, which you can clearly for the rest of the people that see that it helped them. So, yeah, do you want to do another one? There's about 20 minutes left. This is practice as well. A lot of practice. Okay, let's look at another example. Let's look at 5.2. And who wants to do this one? Let me just clear my board. I'm so proud of you, Isabella and Fabian. Yeah. Anybody want to go for the next one? Isabella's tired. You can't do another one. Anybody else? La Rosa, are you here today? Anybody else? Lauren, do you want to try? Angel, what about you?
No, I'm fine.
Okay. Vivian, do you want to go again? Show them how it's done. Like a pro.
I am going to try on this one, Aziza.
Okay, thank you, Vivian.
Right, the cash receipts journal, the total 208,200.
Sorry, the
Cash receipts.
I myself was lost now. Cash 208, oh sorry. 208, 200.
And cash payments is 97836.
97836.
Bank statement balance.
I forgot
on the
Maggie
bank,
was also here. Okay, is how much?
145,248 balance on our bank. Favorable balance. Credit.
Sorry, 145,246 is favorable on my bank recon.
Yeah, on the bank recon. 145,248.
Okay. 248.
And now
Okay.
on bank account, we've got a favorable balance on a debit side 159,000.
Okay. Okay, next.
And now I'm looking at our cash payments journal, and I see that one transaction that's not reflecting is the 3,000 rand for insurance, not reflecting on our bank statement. An outstanding on our debit side, 3,300.
Like this.
And then there's on our cash receipts journal, there is a 96,000 which is not reflecting on our bank statement. So that's an outstanding deposit. Call it outstanding deposit, 96,000 credit side. Okay, then on our bank statement, we've got 36,000 there. An amount of 2544. It's a check for check 697. Sorry, it's a deposit. So it's interest, sorry, interest 2544. So that we can put under cash payments.
Okay, so where's that go to?
Cash payments journal.
Cash payments or cash receipts? The 2544.
Yeah.
Payments or receipts?
Receipts, sorry, receipts, because it's a credit.
Okay.
Interest, sorry, I thought it was an interest that was charged on the account.
Okay.
544. We've got an unpaid check. Now cash payment. 25200.
25,200. Okay.
25,200. A check.
Okay.
Check 981 for the 12,000.
And what do I do with that?
And put that under that go to our cash payments, Aziza, as a debit or the payment or check.
Maggie, do you agree with him? Is Maggie here? Maggie? Maggie, leave us. Anybody else? Do they agree with that?
Does it not go into bank?
Doesn't that become an... Yes, it goes on to the bank recon as an error. Okay. Okay, you can continue, Vivian. Vivian?
Yeah, no, I'm still here. There's an insurance.
Oh, okay.
Insurance on our cash payment for 2,400.
2,400.
Then
Okay.
bank 900.
Bank charges 900.
Then a check 693 is the correction we need to do. Here in cash payments for 15,000. So we'll have to do a cash in our cash receipts. We'll have to do a correction.
Okay, and where do I do that?
Cash receipts journal.
Okay, and how much is that for?
For 540. 540.
Okay. Can I just ask you people to mute your buttons, please, if you're not speaking? It's a lot of static on the noise on the line. Okay. You can continue, Vivian. So let's tally up. If we tally up here, what do we get?
Uh, 126,336 on the cash payments journal.
Mm-hmm.
211,284 on our cash receipt.
Okay.
We take the figures down to the bank account.
Okay, that should have been on top here. Okay. And 126,336. Okay, so we tally them up.
The debit side is 370,284.
Okay, and the side?
Carry down figure will be 243,948.
$243,948.
And you carry that down to your debit side.
Okay, 948. Okay, so let's tally it up. Is something missing, Vivian?
Say again?
You missing check 587 or 687?
687.
Yeah, you missed that check.
Okay, yes. outstanding check that's not in our bank account. We'll have to put that other outstanding check, 15,000.
6,000.
6,000, sorry.
On our debit side. Okay, so now we can tally up and see if we're going to balance. Bhavin, are you giving us the?
Yeah, it's 253, 248.
253.
248.
248. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so it's
Vivian
not
is
that difficult if you practice it. Sorry?
Vivian is a rock star.
It's very confusing with all the corrections and in this format I get very confused.
Yes, same here. It's much more easier on the questions than the tables.
If you're a story format, it's much easier.
But the exam, the exam, they've always given the story format. But you must know, if you're going to practice it now at home, you practice Word, and then this format, then Word, then this format, so that you can get the nick of the both formats. It is very confusing, but you'll get the nick of it once you do all the exercises once or twice over. It is easier with the Word, but they might not give it to you in the Word, then you have done my whole framework for nothing. So any questions? I've posted the evaluation, the feedback evaluation form in the link. If you can just please complete it before you leave. Any questions?
Yeah, no, because I thought, so do I also remove this brown part?
Sorry? Sorry, I didn't get the question.
No, sorry about that, Aziz. Sorry about that.
Okay. What was it? Background noises. Anybody else? Any other questions? Did you learn something today? For the people that still have a problem, you can contact me. We can. I think I'm probably I never had sessions this week. I was too tired. But I think I'll probably have a small group again on Friday. We're not inviting Vivian to the group. He's not invited, and was the other person, Isabella? You're also not invited anymore.
Just like that, Aziza.
You're fired. Just like that, you're fired.
Okay.
We can't have smart people in the group anymore. So yes, if you want to, just let me know for Friday and I'll get approval. We normally take about 5, 6, 7 people. Okay. But we'll continue, Vivian, don't worry. Normally we have it from 6. Normally 6-ish, same time, roundabout.
Same time.
Yeah, but you have to email me if you want it.
No,
Okay.
definitely wanted. The more practice,
Yeah.
the better.
Yeah, but you must email if you want a class. And
Aziza,
then
has
anything else? Yes.
has the
Yes.
evaluation link been sent on the chat group, on the chat? Because I only see the attendance
Yes,
register.
please complete the feedback form. No, it's the evaluation link.
No,
Please
it's not.
complete the feedback form. Link
It's
to
not on.
feedback
It's
form.
not on MS Word. It's not on Teams.
I just posted it now. Sinead answered evaluation link. Dear students, please complete the feedback form at the end. Let me just open it up and see what it says.
This one is a registration link.
No, it's evaluation
Oh, there. Okay,
form.
there
I
it is
just.
now. Here I see it.
Okay.
No.
And for.
Okay.
Yeah, it's posted. It's the purple one. For those that that came in late, if you can please just sign the attendance register as well. Here's somebody that asked, how do I join the WhatsApp group? Okay, I'm gonna just copy the link for you quickly. Just looking for the WhatsApp link group now. Just stop
Aziza,
the recording.
I only see the link for registration.
The
but there's no
attendance.
evaluation. The evaluation one I can't see.
Me neither.